Do you agree that us as human beings are always ever changing? We're always growing. I hope you agree. Do you also agree that our past has a lot to do with how we are today, right? Our history of learning. I hope you agree there too. Today's video is really going to be educational and deep. I want you to really be sitting down, maybe have your eyes closed and listening. You could have a pen and paper, but this video specifically is going to talk about how, in order to change our children's behaviors, we have to look inside of ourselves. For those of you who don't know me, hi, my name is Melissa. I'm a board certified behavior analyst, and I teach motivated parents how to go from survival mode to actual stress relief. I have worked with hundreds of families, and they've broken through barriers that they never thought they could. I'm trained in crisis management. I teach future professionals at the collegiate level, and I'm a voluntary subject matter expert for the Behavior Analyst Certification Board. I'm so grateful to have had so many experiences, and now I'm talking to you through this video. And I really need you to hear this because it's so important. And it's really going to be hard to hear, but again, I'm so glad that you're sticking it out with me. So here it goes. The field of behavior analysis, ABA, any kind of therapy, right, is to, understand what's going on, but then to give tools for change, right? So it's like if somebody contracts with me and I come in and I do an evaluation, I write up a behavior plan. Plan, key word. I am saying we're going to do all these things, and the goal is that these problem behaviors are going to decrease and these skill acquisitions and replacement behaviors are going to increase, right? That's the goal. And then I write out nice and neat all the details about how we're going to do it, what we're going to do to change. That's all well, and I know it works. But here's the kicker that's so important that I think we forget to talk about. And you probably have heard this already, but please listen and hear me out. If we as caregivers don't focus on ourselves and our well-being and our healing, then it's going to be really tough to help somebody else through their struggles. So I'm going to say that again, maybe a little bit of different words, but here we go. If we really want to change someone else's behaviors, we need to look internally and see if we need to heal or change anything within ourselves. So what I'm getting at is that we might have these expectations for our children to not do certain behaviors, not embarrass us in a certain way, not embarrass themselves, stop hurting themselves, right? All these things. How are we feeling? How are we doing? You've heard before, you can't help others until you help yourself, right? We all know this, but do we actually pause and look at ourselves and feel the things that we need to feel? Here in America, we are taught to push through. We are taught to work super hard to get the things that we want. Busy is good, but do we take the time to dive into our health, our mental health, our physical health, right? That includes our diet, exercise, our emotional health, our relationships, right? So what I find that happens very often with the families I work with is that there are families and caregivers who pour so much into their children, which is incredible. It's amazing. Keep doing it, please. But oftentimes the parents neglect themselves. They neglect their goals, right? Their futures, their bodies, because they're so laser focused on their children who clearly have deficits. Now, of course, that's great, parenting, that's love, right? But I'm telling you, us adults that these children see on a daily basis, we're models for our children. They learn a lot through what they see from us and what they hear from us, right? So Even if we don't realize it in the way that we're walking, in the way that we're talking, in the things we're putting into our body, in the boundaries that we have, the kids are seeing it. Even if you don't think so, they are, and they're learning from it. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? You've heard that one before too. Try not to think of it as a negative, but just really look and see, how much is my kid like me? And they probably should be a lot like you, right? You guys spend a ton of time together. You're teaching them what you know. But let's be real. Us adults all have some kind of trauma. We all have some kind of history. And we push through, which is great. We persevere, which is great. But did we truly heal it? Did we learn any skills to better ourselves, to learn, to grow? And then we could pass those skills on to our children. So this video, again, was just to really bring to light the idea of looking internally and seeing what we can do for ourselves that will trickle down and help our children. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think.